I got one for you tonight. I have never heard of this. The State Indiana Fair Explosion. Interested? Then you've hit the right spot. This is Screams for you, and I'm V. So turn down those lights and lock those doors. Here's a scream you can't ignore. This is crazy. All right. Indiana State Fair Explosion. It is October 31st, 1963. And there are 4,000 people in the stadium watching the Holiday on Ice. You remember those? I think they still have them. I've never been to any, but I'm pretty for sure they still have them around, like Mickey on Ice or Disney on Ice or stuff like that. So that's what's going on. There's 4,000 people up in there. They're watching right at the finale. They are at the very end of it. They've been sitting there the whole time, and all of a sudden, an explosion right in the middle of all of the rafters just start crumbling in. It is horrible. Luckily, there is no panic. The orchestra that was hired for the parade on ice keeps playing through the whole entire evacuation to keep everybody calm. There are 400 injuries that they lead with getting the people out, but they still have people to uncover, that didn't make it, that are in the debris, and they gotta dig everybody out now. So, what caused the explosion? The explosion was caused by liquefied petroleum gas that was stored with a bunch of other containers of it underneath the rafters in like a storage area. Now, this one particular one had a leak, and as it's slowly leaking, it's flowing up. Well, it flows up into the concession area, and here it comes in contact with an electrical heating element, and boom, it is taking down the whole entire place pretty much. The rafters just start falling. It triggers another one to go off, which creates a second explosion. And when the second explosion goes off, it said that a fireball goes 40 feet straight up into the air. Well, emergency and fire were there right away trying to take control and handle the situation the best that they could. But it's just, not everybody's gonna make it out of that. When everything was cleaned up, there's said to be an almost 50-foot hole from, across from one side to the other. 50 feet is how big that it made a dent in this arena. And when they were trying to get everybody out, there was so many volunteers and emergency help that traffic actually started becoming one of their biggest problems. Ambulances couldn't get through because there were so many people in the way trying to help out, but really it was just causing more of a hindrance. So it said a total of 400 people were injured. So 57 people were killed right away in the blast, and another 24 people survived for a little while but didn't make it. They succumbed to their injuries. So it is a really bad disaster, and they went ahead and tried to indict a bunch of people for this. They tried to indict the owner of the stadiums, the gas company, and the people that handled the gas, the state fire marshal, and the city chief. But everything was overturned, which I find surprising because there's also evidence that they were warned several times about the storage of their gas and how it was handled, and never did anything about it. The survivors and the victims' families ended up with a settlement of $4.6 million, plus another $3.5 million in out-of-court settlements, and a little more for lawsuits and against the insurance company and things like that. And what I find even crazier than all of that is the Indiana State Park was opened 45 days after all of this happened. They opened it right back up. And guess what? It is the same fairgrounds that is there today. So, I hope you like this spooky little treat. And we got a lot more to go. So stick with us for the 31 days of Halloween. We're not even close to being creepy. So my creepy family, if you think you can handle it, go ahead and like and subscribe. And until then, have a creepy night.